Cheers. Ooh. Alright, welcome back to another episode of If You Build It. Here with my boy Rell. What up, boy? What's good?
What's good, Juice?
Hey, man, another bad bitch has pulled up among us. How you doing, my guy?
I'm good, man.
Yeah. You here with the fashion sense, man. Let these folks know who you are and what it is that you do.
Alright, I'm Rell. RellDot. Across social medias. RellDot.
Regional bad bitch. Yep.
I'm a man.
Yeah, I'm a man. Bad bitches are men too. Yeah, let's go, Rell. Let's go, Kim.
I'm a local graphic designer and fashion designer out of the area. Born in DC. Raised in PG.
Okay.
If anybody want to know the geographical, things behind me. But I run 2 clothing brands currently. One is Coco. The umbrella for everything is the collective company. And then I run another clothing brand with 3 of my partners, and as well as the collective company, GhostDryGoods, and that's my newest project.
See how you just got so soft spoken? Okay, tell us about the collective, my guy.
Alright, so the collective,
so classy.
Where do I begin? Alright, so this story begins, niggas was broke. Okay. It was me and my brother Taurus. Literally, like, we was unemployed one summer, trying to figure it out, of course.
Unemployment will change.
But in these times, you come together. So it started out, hey, what you doing today? Shit. I got 5. You got 5? Oh, I guess we getting together. So then, we burn one. You know what I'm saying? A couple weeks passed. Of course, like, we were always in the clothing. We always had a strong background in that. We always loved streetwear. We always loved sneakers. We were collectors at that point.
Where did the love of streetwear come from?
For me personally, it was, I don't know, I guess it was kind of like a self-discovery identity thing. Like, like, you see, like, things as you're coming up, and then, like, for example, like, if I had to say, like, maybe one of my first initial points, like, that had me going, for real, the whole Clips, Mr. Me Too era, and then I just saw niggas in these colorful hoodies, and I was just like, yo, what is this? Then I found out what bait was. I had a friend, like, in 9th grade, he showed me Nike Talk, he showed me, like, ISS, a couple sites like that, because, like, honestly, like, I was getting into, like, sneakers, but I didn't know necessarily, like, what was my entry point, and, like, just, like, my entry point into, like, fashion in general, because, like, what literally happened was, I was spending my money on video games at the time, because, this is, like, the middle school to high school transition. I saw my mans come in with a Steep Tech, red and black.
Did you recognize it?
Yeah, I did. I did. The inner mode jumped out, like,
okay.
I need.
Ooh, okay.
And then he had the matching Jordan 13s that went with it. And I was just like, we in middle school, so I was like, nigga, how the hell you afford all that? And he's like, nigga, I told my parents stop buying me video games. Give me this. So
he told you what a sacrifice might have to be made.
And I was just like, okay, this is a no-brainer. And then, like, it was, like, an awkward period because, like, honestly, like, my folks still wasn't trying to spend the bread. But, like, I'm getting my hair cut. My barber coming in with True Religion Jordans all day.
Okay, so this is before the locks.
Yeah, this is before everything. This nigga knew somebody with a truck. He was selling bootleg clothes out the back. I got a couple J's, got me a jersey. I went to school fresh. And then when I got to high school, things changed. Because, like, my man's that... Oxon Hill.
Okay.
Shout out Oxon Hill. This is where I got my first schooling. So, like... It was an Asian friend of mine. His name was Marlon. He literally looked at my Lacoste Polo and told me every element that was fake about it.
Ooh, tell me more. Do you remember that breakdown?
Yeah, I remember it. It was a very respectful breakdown. Cause
I'm about to close up the camera to your face a little bit more. All right, go ahead, man. Tell me about this breakdown. It was necessary though.
No, it was definitely. It was like a growth moment and like kind of like taught me a lot of things. So like he broke down like the construction of like the polo, like the buttons color, stuff like that. So like, just off of that, I was like, dang, I'm not doing this right. Like, like yes, like people are recognizing like, hey, I have nice things or like I have nice clothing, but like this ain't necessarily like what it is or what it represents, because quality is like necessarily like what it represents.
Was that your first exposure to textile and apparel?
I guess that was my first time really paying attention to it. Cause like, you know, like you try and pass the eye test before anything, cause you know you in high school, like violent times, you know. We at war, locked in 8 hours, 8 hours, you know. So like, so like, so like from there to, so I'm gonna skip in time a little bit. So like around like I guess junior year, that was probably like the beginning of me getting into clothes. So like the school made class t-shirts and they were all extremely dorky to me. And like, you know,
dorky about them?
So like for example, like I think first year they did like the I Love You New York design, just did I love, you know, the class number. I was just like, that's whatever. And then like it didn't give me any sense of individuality as far as like me, what I felt like our class represented, or like, you know, going into Spirit Week, like with the competitive nature of that. So like the first thing I made was like a t-shirt, had all the classes on it, and it was marked out, and then all the classes except ours were marked out with like the DXX green paint. And then like my friends were receptive to it, so like I was just passing out the iron-on transfers to my friends. So then the next year that rolled around, folks was like, hey, you making another one? I was like, Then they made another corny shirt. I couldn't even tell you what it looks like. It sucked though. So then I went ahead, our class colors were black and green. Spider-Man just dropped. I was like, Green Goblin, Amelie was out at the same time. I made a shirt, Green Goblin flying away from Oxon Hill with a backpack full of bombs. The school's blowing up in the background, and on the back of the shirt it says, "What's a goon to a goblin with 09 on the back."
Oh, that's vicious.
So then,
teachers weren't calling parents at that time over that design? They just accepted it. They just knew what it was.
Like, I think I had like a vice principal come up to me and ask me like, "What's on your shirt?" And then she seen it. She thought it was cool because like, you know, ain't nobody else had it.
Okay.
But
so they supported the creative.
Yeah. So then like, you know, my friends was like geeking for it. So like I just passed out the iron-on transfers, and then like, you know, that was like I guess like the early beginnings of that. And then like I went through school, went through the art program. And then like my first real I guess like foray into fashion was this I love the movie Space Jam, and I don't know, I just wanted to make something inspired by that. I love the Jordans, particularly related to the film as well. So I wanted to do something, but I also didn't want to get sued for making something. So then I made this tee. So like it's like a Space Jam inspired tee, all over print, dye sublimated. I knew nothing about print processes or t-shirt quality things at the time, but I did it in 2 colors. I did it in black, and I did it in purple. And like I want to say at the time it probably cost me like $1,000 to make maybe 30 of them.
So you had to save up.
Yeah, I mean,
did you do any pre-orders back there? Did you do any pre-orders back there?
Hell no.
Okay.
Like, so this came about, I posted it on Instagram as like a poster, and then my man's was like, I should make it in a shirt. And then I just instantly went to the internet and tried to figure out how I can make it happen. And then like once I figured out how to make it happen, I was just like, okay, it's a go then. And then from there, like, people still ask me about this shirt to this day.
To this day? You never thought about bringing back the product?
I thought about it, but it's just I've been so focused on the brand I got going right now, trying to make, you know, the investment here may not be the best thing to do. And especially with them bringing Space Jam back, I don't know necessarily the legalities or everything, so I may have to do a little more research on that. And I am considering, though, because, like, I want one for myself. I can't fit this no more.
Okay. What size is that?
This is small.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know, I'm skinny, but like not.
Okay, I mean, you know, I'm not here to jazz. I mean, you know,
I've been eating my meals, man.
I mean, you well fed, man. I seen the skin, man. The skin been telling me you well fed out here in these streets.
So like, from there, I guess it was like a little stagnant period, because of course you gotta work your bread up, you know, figure out what the next thing is. But like
before we get into that,
okay.
Why were you so willing to take the risk before knowing that the profit was there?
Because at that point I didn't care about profit. Of course, at the end of the day, it's to make $1, but I always knew firsthand. I wanted to make artwork, and I wanted people to enjoy it. So like, and I know everything, you know, takes time. So I didn't want to come out with like the expectation, like, you know, hey, this is gonna sell. Hey, this is gonna sell for this much money. You know, I would just be happy if, you know, a couple people bought some shirts. You know what I'm saying? So with that, I know I made my money back because I sold every one of them shirts. But like, as far as like profit and all that, it wasn't even like a thought at the time. You know.
So for you, it's always been about the art.
To an extent, it's always give and take with that, of course.
Okay. All right, keep going. Just had to ask that one specific because I noticed you was like, "Hey, man, I spent $1,000." I was like,
"But we don't do this to be broke now." First and foremost.
Don't ever have the game twisted. Don't ever have the game twisted.
Yeah, but yeah. So like from there, I was just like experimenting more so than anything, cause like I didn't know necessarily like the direction of, you know, things. Like I'm still in school. I knew my folks literally gave me the decision, hey, military or you not living here. Like
your parents approached you and that was their
or college, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
So like I was like, I want to go to college, but I don't know necessarily what for, you know, at this point. I was like, going back to like the sneakers thing, I self-taught myself Photoshop trying to modify the colorways of Jordans and post it online.
Tell me more.
So literally I had a demo version of the program. Eventually, you know, found my ways to acquire said program legally.
Yeah.
So
good open close, yeah.
Yeah, so from there, I self-taught myself the program just by playing around in the program.
This was before YouTube University.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then I went to the introduction of like the graphics course for my high school, and like pretty much I told my teacher like I can do all this, I'm not necessarily worried about that. And then he was like, you know, you're setting yourself up because I'm gonna expect that out of you. I was like, whatever, pass with an A. And then I was like, guess I'll do this.